Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. This is my first playthrough of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I left it on a big cliffhanger, because why not? To abscond with a redeemed item. So now we have to talk about the great crime, and this is going to be interesting, because I'm not quite sure what Benedict is planning here, but I'm glad that we were right about I was about to say some swear word, but I'm not sure how long we are into the video. Dirty Benedict. Now, Mr. Benedict, let us continue. For we must expose the details of this elaborate crime you have in the planning. This is utterly absurd. You suggest that I, a gentleman designed to wheeze to filch some tawdry article of ponage, have forgotten that I redeemed an article in the proper manner using the watchword? Had I not been the one to deposit in the first place, how could I possibly have known the relevant details? Ne sais pas. Oh, but the watchword can be discovered. As you are only too well aware, Mr. Benedict. And your furtive glance is more telling than I could have hoped. What? Does it consider how one might come to learn a secret watchword relating to the pawned property of another? The method is revealed by the council notice on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. The cat. The direction of deduction must change rather dramatically now, I think. Yes, no more talk of tunneling into sewers, which is a pity because it all sounded rather exciting. Anyway, you can't deny this mysterious gentleman did know the watchword. Yes, Professor. He probably just saw it on the clipboard. If you didn't know the word, Mr. Windyback would never allow you to redeem the article. Or looking at it another way, if you did know that word, Mr. Windyback would allow you to redeem the article, whether it was yours or not. So the question is, could the gentleman have found the watchword somehow? Yes, right here on this article right here. I think it's going to be right here. Baker Street Works is the title. Yes, it doesn't matter. Sewage and specifically mentions tonight's sale of factory shop will be affected. Case on first. Okay. Sorry, I thought this was going to be it. Maybe it's this over here. It's the book. It's the notelet. Look at this, Mr. Zotto. It appears to be a memo that Mr. Windyback has scribbled himself. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, the professor. Wait, what? So he was feeding it to him? He was feeding it to him? Mr. Windyback must make a note of the watchword his customers give him right before their eyes. And an alarmingly clear script as well. Oh dear, I don't know where to look. Who knows what other secrets I might see? Looks like we found something. In the old lamp. In the revolver. In the notelet. There you go. This is rather easy as well. There's no real challenge to it either. Like, unless you fail a couple of times like I did at the start. But that didn't happen. The method is revealed by the notelet on the counter to which your eyes were inadvertently drawn. Yes, the broker here follows the same procedure whenever a customer comes to redeem an article. He asks the customer for a watchword and notes down the response uttered on a notelet he has to hand. Then he consults his ledger and confirms whether or not the watchword matches the article in question. I would expect nothing less of a diligent pawnbroker. But his diligence clearly has he's biting his finger, has its disadvantages. What are you talking about? It's increasingly apparent that you are present in this shop before your accusation against Mr. Strayed. In all likelihood, you followed her inside and then observed her talking to Mr. Windyback. When the diligent broker made a note of the watchword, as is common practice, you observed him writing the word professor on the notelet beside the ledger. And that, sir, was the master plan you devised to steal the pawned article from young Mr. Strayed. Master plan? Which brings us to the final chapter of this lurid scheme. Why would you go to such lengths to redeem that particular article for this pawnbroker? Are you quite serious? For an ill-fitting overcoat hardly seems to justify the effort, much less a worthless music box disc. But naturally, you had a very good reason to make them yours, didn't you, Mr. Benedict? I have no idea what you're talking about. Allow me to present a rather interesting piece of evidence. You see, this picture postcard tells us what we need to know. The articles we're talking about are the overcoat and the music box disc that was in one of the pockets, which, according to Mr. Winnieback, isn't even worth a penny. And yet this man went to such lengths to steal them. Why? I wonder if perhaps we already have the evidence we need to explain it. Could we? Really? I better have a thorough look through all the evidence we've collected so far. You see, this picture postcard tells us all we need to know. So it's this, is it? Yeah, this is what he wanted. Wait, what? What do you mean? Am I actually gonna die? What is happening? What do you mean? Oh, wait, no, wait. Wait, what? Wait, can we examine it then? There we go. McGilded! There's a little scrap paper stuck on the reverse side of the disc. Look. I scrolled word to it. Looks like somebody's name. For McGilded. It couldn't be. But he's dead. But is it Mr. Naruto? The name I shall never forget for as long as I live. But why? Why is the name on this? There we go. So McNedlis used to play music, and so it's a... Okay, so this is what we use then? Let's hope. Let's hope. There we go. We just needed the extra evidence. You see, this music box just tells us all we need to know. What's that on the back? It reads, For McGilded. Ah, Magnus McGilded, the unfortunate philanthropist who perished in a curious circumstance at the Old Bailey 2 months ago. A prominent man in London, though his lone-mongering demonstrated distinct lack of scruples. So you're an associate of his, are you? Or perhaps a subordinate? Mr. McGill was a man of unusually small stature, in fact. He was precisely the right size for the overcoat that you've squeezed yourself into. Your true identity remains shrouded in mystery, Mr. Eggert Benedict. The final conclusion is crystal clear. The reason you came to the pawnbroker today? Look at this, look at this. It's always so cool. Was to retrieve an article left behind by the late Magnus McGilded. So, okay, hold on a second. Now again, like I said, I think the style of these deductions are absolutely fantastic. I think they're a great addition in terms of the energy of the game, and it makes these characters look really good together. We came to a conclusion that was foregone. Like, if it wasn't his jacket, we knew why he wanted the jacket, because he was complaining about where is the thing. I feel like these deductions weren't necessary in the least. In my opinion. Maybe you guys can correct me, but I really feel like they weren't as necessary as the other ones. Because the other ones were at least necessary. That wasn't necessary at all. I could have told you that right away, what he wanted from the jacket. If you said, what did he want from the jacket? Well, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expect to hear these circumstances. Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid there's something very troubling on in my mind. Pray tell, Mr. Zotto. Well, according to that, what Mr. Minibax told us earlier, today was the final day on which the coat could have been redeemed, was it not? Yes, ma'am. That is correct. Today will be partially the 2 months since it was first deposited. Well, today is the 15th of April, so 2 months ago today. Would have been 15th of February, sir. That's right. It's all carefully recorded in my ledger. Deposit at 10:30 p.m., I see. What? But that suggests... Yes, 15th of February. It's precisely the day in which the omnibus murder took place. At 10:30 in the evening. It's precisely the time which terrible events were unfolding, so how could he give in the jacket if it was McGilded's? Suggestive is not the word. It would seem the matter is entirely beyond coincidence. You are of course at liberty to make whatever outlandish deductions you choose, however. Okay, I must teach you how to over the music box. Dude, that's a gun you have there. That's a gun. How would you put it down? Put it down. Cesaro, takedown, go! It would be a terrible shame for you to return to your native land in a box. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll die for this. I'll die for Gina, it's fine. There's something the man must protect at all costs. This may well be one of those things. Then again, it may not. Oh my god! It's a freaking Mexican standoff. We need one more person, but you know what I mean. Mr. Windybank. This is my shop. I can't only home to cut my customers. Yes, Mr. Windybank, if that were to happen, I should. Oh, come on. I thought you were gonna do the opposite. Alright, that's enough. Gregson, thank God. And he's put 2 nipple hat guys. Thank the Lord that Gregson came along. Inspector Gregson. Inspector? The music as well. That's right, sunshine. The arm was raised on one of our dedicated emergency lines. So we got here as fast as we could. Now, what's all this about, me? Oh, praise be. You're here at last. I was moments away from fulfilling my life in my own very own establishment. The music, man, what the hell? Well, it seems you have the upper hand. No. Get him. Let's all jump him all together. Right, you got some explaining to do. I don't appreciate being bothered by some petty argy-bargy. Petty? Mr. Wang was very nearly met with his end. Yeah, by his own gun, as far as I can tell. Hello? Hello there? Hello there, Mr. Windybank. You wiping your face? And all of Britain could meet its end, and I don't get to the bottom of this case I'm supposed to be working on. What on earth is this case, Inspector? Spare no detail, Gregson. I might have said a little too much. No matter, it's not to do with you lot. Anyway, so you're gonna have to come with me down to the station. Yeah, you attempted murder. But of course, Inspector. He attempted murder. He's going to trial. Wait, what? He's getting away. Get after him, lads. Whistle the beat officer too. There's been a sight of thefts at the pawn shop around here recently. So we fit emergency buttons underneath the counters for brokers to let us know where there's trouble. I love Gregson so much, he's great. Oh, Inspector, I was very worried there for a while, very worried indeed. Now then, Mr. Permanently in mourning. Oh, yes? I'll be taking whatever it is out of Mr. McGill's down to the yard. Thank you very much. Really? So no, this is Gina. Sorry, dude. Sorry, I don't listen to the low. Oh, yes, of course. Okay, I guess we do listen to the low. I still can't believe how detailed those dolls are out there. This whole place is amazing. It's gorgeous. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. As evidence? If the police demand something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. Yeah, Gina's definitely her base. Wait a second, so Gina was saying it was from her papa. What if McGilded is her dad? That would, like, make a lot more sense than why he helped her that night, like, you know what I mean? Because he seems like a pretty awful person at times, you know what I mean? So I think maybe, like, that would be a good reason why he would, like, have wanted her to escape that night. And so we handed Mr. Gilda's disc over to Inspector Gregson, and we're summarily turfed out of the shop and on the street. This mystery is really confusing as well. Well, not confusing, but it's actually really interesting because we're going to be wondering now what happened. Who brought in the jacket that night? Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? To be continued, or first to be continued. I was just saying how like we haven't got to a to be continued yet. But we got there. We got there with, I want to say 2 hours. It wasn't 2 hours, was it? It was 2 hours, wasn't it? 2 hours per part. So we could be looking at an 8-hour trial if this is 4 parts like it was last time. But since this is the final trial, this could be anything from 6 parts, which means this could go a really long time. We could be in for it. We could be in for it right away. Whew. I don't know, guys. This is like a lot. It's a lot. They usually are a lot, and now I'm thinking about it, it's like this is gonna be a whole hell of a lot. Wow. Let's go for it. Let's just do it. We can't just sit here and be like, let's go. Oh my god, it's so pretty. The art is so pretty. 15th of April, Baker Street. See, that's why grown-ups. I agree. Yeah, you're allowed to take grown-ups, for sure. All they do is feed you a pack of laws and take stuff away from you. Already, Mr. Straight? Tell me, is that ever keeping you warm? What? Oh my, surely you were given that. Yeah. The day you let me keep it after I looked daggers at him for long enough. In fairness, if Gina stared daggers at me, I probably would give her the jacket too. He went through the pockets and then said, "Go on then, have it, before telling me to scarp her." Always pays off giving people a look you hate them. I kind of feeling that it's going to get you into serious trouble one day. What I read was a nice shiny disc, mind. The music box disc? But Mr. Windybank said that it was particularly worthless. I think we're gonna go have another bash. Give him a long hard stare. I think not, Mr. Strayed. We shan't enter Windybanks again today. Why not? That's not fair. Yeah, you don't tell her. We can't tell her what to do. We're not. She's not. It's not like it's. It's not like it's Renosuke, Sherlock, or Herlock Sholmes and Gina. Like she's not a part of our team. She can do what she wants. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windybank. Yeah, let's go in and get them all. Beat them up all. Okay, calm. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But that this is mine. I had the ticket for this coat and it was in the coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what Ron Coe said, ain't it? Yeah, she didn't mention something about another article, didn't she? Didn't he? Where's mine too? Whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Mr. Strayed, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your hold for the day. Yeah. And it's all your fault, Sholmes. Sholmes versus Gina. So what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Looks genuinely afraid to have someone like offer or something. Iris will be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. No, ta. No, ta is basically no thanks. What would I come around your place, huh? Have you lost your head or something? Oh, and she's gone just as quick as she arrived. Oh dear, the music's so good here too. She's gone. Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guests at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you. Oh, how exciting. What is it? You shall have to wait and see, Mr. Zotto. Until later then. So, are we gonna move back to the... to Sholmes' suite? Is that where we're going next? Man, this place is also very special. 15th of April, 3:46 p.m. Sholmes' suite. Oh, Susie and Bruno, come in, come in. Good afternoon, Iris. Thank you so much for breakfast this morning. Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always? I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening. Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you? Oh yes, after all, we've a special guest joining us. Who? Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess. Who is it? I'm actually kind of curious. Look at those little eyes of hers shining. She's very happy. Oh dear. It's awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? You know the answer too? It's Ginny. Isn't that exciting? Gina? Oh, what a surprise. Yes, that's wonderful news. Wow, Iris seemed overjoyed at the idea. I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from a real professional. Oh yes, that does sound like fun. I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. No, I 100% believe it is appropriate if you're stealing from the rich. Steal from a few rich people? Oh, you're not gonna miss your little pocket watch? Sorry. Whoopsie daisy. That's mine now. Oops. By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? I'm pretty sure he still misses his little thing there. Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. As you can see, I'm not here. I didn't know how to respond to that. Is he okay? Jesus Christ. No, is he okay? I do apologize, but I guess I can see completely oblivious to everything. Yes, I see. Recently, he behaves just like a child sometimes. Hurley does. Miss Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they? Except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where real parents are. What's the matter, Ron? You have such a funny look on your face. Oh no, it's nothing. What is it? Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes? You're wondering, am I right? How did you... I can read you like a book. This girl is dangerous. Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind. So we have to talk to you now? Ginny, let's talk about Ginny. So, by Ginny you mean Mrs. Strayed, the young woman from McGilda's case 2 months ago, right? Yes, who also stole my experimental smoking aid launcher. Although, after that trial I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yes, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can. And I chase after her down the back alleys. Interesting idea of friendship. And then I'd have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. There's so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants me to make a whole rainbow. Suppose this means you've let Mr. Stray keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now. That's good. Poor Hurley. I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited. I just hope she does actually come. I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you? Not really. It has crossed my mind. Dad and I were... And where are your real parents? My mommy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. And at the same time, my father, well, he had to go far away land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on. Oh, wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley? Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mystery cases together. That's actually really interesting. Okay, so because your dad would have been Watson or Wilson, I guess, in this case. She didn't mention that before. He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in the metal chest over there. Really? He recorded them all. So, you mean it's true, Mr. Sholmes? Really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Well, I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it? Mr. Jones' partner was your father. Exactly. Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more. So I opened it up, and you found your father's memoirs. It's actually, that's like, so, like, imagine the relationship she has with Sholmes then. Like, it has to be like kind of like at least uncle-niece type relationship, right? Like, it has to feel a little bit like that. So I asked Hurley, who wrote these? He nearly fell off his chair. But then he told me that's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father. So Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner? This is actually like pretty interesting because like it does explain why she's here, but also like kind of like explains like the I think she probably writes her father into the stories then? Am I right in saying that? Because then you hear that guy's voice sometimes when she's writing. I practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So, it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy. I mean, Iris! It must have done. I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you may say those ways have rubbed off on me. There's some things I can't just see. Especially lies. I almost know when people lie before they open their mouths sometimes. Yeah, that's actually like real. I think if you know people well enough, you know that when they're about to freaking tell a fib to you. There's a kid in my school, I won't name who, I adore them, but like when they're about to lie, they do give me a smile and then they go, well, actually, Calvin, I really think, and it's like, that's when they're lying. It's like, okay, yeah, I know when you're bullshitting me. But it's kind of cute though when it comes from like the mouths of like teenagers or kids, because it's like, man, you're not really harming anyone with this lie, really, you know? It's just, you know, you're just trying to get out of something, which is, you know, adorable. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, actually. And also, Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved the case, it's all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So he seems like he is very forgetful. Like, even like when he's stressed, like, you can kind of hear, like, he's forgetting who we are, or forgetting our voices at the very least. So the very next day, he gathered to get all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. Oh, Jesus. And it was quite a shock for everyone. Oh my god. Oh, yes, she has a little Hurley and a little Iris bunny rabbit thing on her bag. That's hilarious, though. You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right. Wilson. Daddy is John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's upon me to study, and study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. Iris's father went to some distant land, and is a doctor by name of John H. Wilson. The cold one out here. The trial of Rita's Scare now. You love this voice, everybody in the comment section. You love it. It's back. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was... What? What? Oh my god. So we met her dad. That is nuts. That is such an, that's such a, like a understated and beautiful reveal at the same time. Crazy stuff. That's right. Visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yume University. It all comes back around. And the man in the most bizarre circumstances lost his life just before we left Japan. Yes. It all comes full circle. I feel this chapter is going to be crazy. I feel like it's going to be the most painful and crazy time we've ever had. Mrs. Otto. Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that would be for the best. Should we be honest with it, though? I think we should be a little bit honest with it. Oh, he's back. Oh, my dear fellows, how good to see you. I still think that's an incredible reveal. That's how you do a reveal. It's so subtle. It's not over the top. It makes sense, and it makes everything feel like everything's, like, connected. Like, this whole game has been connected. Eek, Mr. Sholmes. Why ever did you not make your presence known to me before? We did, but you're in a trance, my dude. Ha. Well, no matter now. So how the devil are you? We're doing good, dude. Thanks for asking. Big reveal just happened. Big moment just happened. But at the end of the day, we're going to end the video here. Guys, thank you so much for watching this series. Thank you so much for watching these episodes. We're going to continue, obviously, on with this series. And I love you all very much. I'll see you very soon. What I'll say to you guys is this, that I'm an avid overthinker. I overthink about everything. So I'd like to say to you today, and everybody watching, that just know that, like, you know, the stuff that you're thinking about that is pretty horrible sometimes isn't as probably as difficult or as bad as it may seem. Yeah, I think that's always important to note. Yeah.